Hey, She family, how are you? This is your host, Trish, and co host.
Amari.
Woohoo! Listen, this is season 9, and this is the finale show. We are so excited. We have had so much fun this season hanging out with you guys. So we appreciate you guys, and we thank you guys for listening to us all season long.
Yeah, it's been fun. So, what was your favorite episode or takeaway?
My favorite episode probably was the Let's Talk About Sex Part 2, where we got the male point of view because,
Oh, yeah.
the men sometimes they don't like to participate. So it was really good getting their viewpoint and, seeing what they had to say about that. So
Hmm.
I did. I don't know. What about you?
Oh, that's tough. I liked the gender roles.
That was good. That was
Yeah,
good. That was good.
hearing the
That was
different perspectives from like Gen X and then millennials.
hmm That was good. And I was very Lord, let me just tell you something about getting old. You lose your train of thought, I swear to God. I don't even know what I was about to say. I need to take me some ginkgo biloba, something. I don't know. But it was very good just learning about the millennial point of view, the Gen X point of view, and having people chime in. That was a good thing for me. I liked the chiming in. um and you know what I do? I want to thank, we have some loyal listeners that's been listening since like episode 1, and I just really want to thank them for listening. Denise, La Brea, Gianna, they always listen and they always give their 2 cents in the comment section,
Hmm.
which I really, really appreciate because it's like, it's really not a show without people listening. So, again, Denise, La Brea, Gianna, you guys are amazing. You guys are our superstars. Season 9, you guys have rocked with us from day one. So we appreciate you guys. And Amari, I appreciate you. I really do. It takes commitment to do this thing. And you
Yeah.
committed and you were there. You've been there all 10 episodes of season
Yeah.
9. So it's
Well,
been
thank
amazing.
you. Yeah, it's tough just like adding something on to the schedule and then even social media. I tried to get back into it, but I'm just not. I'm just not. I'm rusty. And even after this episode, I'll just go back and delete it. So,
Are you?
yeah.
You could use it for your therapy stuff and all of
But I'm
that.
not doing it right now, like on the side. And so maybe
Oh, okay.
eventually, once I really do like have my license and I'm practicing, but I don't need it for my job specifically right now. And any other business ventures, I just can't add on right now. So,
Got it. I got it. Listen, know your limits. There's nothing wrong with that. Know your limits. We've got comments in there. Don't delete it.
I know. I mean, it's nice because you get to kind of keep up with, especially because most of them are like my cousins. And so
Yeah.
that is nice. But it's a lot of other stuff on there too. It's a real distraction. I've deleted it maybe about a week. And I'm like, dang, I get more work done and I'm barely on it as much as, the normal person. But it's just another thing.
No, you're right. Listen, and don't wake up scrolling. Your ass,
And
listen,
see,
you might not be on time for work.
and I don't want to get back to that.
It's a thing. It's a real thing. Um, so Amari, we have good
Yeah,
news and we have bad news, right?
right.
What's the good news?
The good news is, we love our Pieces of She family tuning in tonight, sharing this finale with us. The bad news is Vari canceled on us last minute.
He got called
Some
into work.
hours ago, has to go into work. Um, couldn't make it tonight, and we're both pretty set on this being the finale, and so the show must go on.
Yeah. He wanted to do it tomorrow, but I'm literally not available tomorrow. So
Yeah. I don't
so
know, cliffhanger. Maybe he said next season, so who knows?
but listen, we're still talking marriage.
And talking
Um
about him, I told him we still gonna talk about him.
well, yeah, because okay. So we're talking about marriage, and he has a modern day alternative type marriage lifestyle, and I want to talk about it. I had questions. I had a whole bunch of questions. And I don't know if I'd be able to do something like that. I mean, after really, really thinking
Mhm.
about it, and after really, really um, thinking about my personality, my husband's personality, I don't know if we would be ready for an extra person coming in to join our union. I don't know. I don't know how they do it, but I don't think my marriage could withstand that. What
Yeah,
about
that's a
you?
lot. No. And not even just because I'm just like, it's just too much. Even dealing with one person, and we're going to get into it. But
Girl.
even one person is just, sharing life with is just a lot. I cannot imagine, having an additional person, then balancing that, like, mind blown. But I was grateful that he was really open when we talked to him the first time,
Mhm.
because a lot of people, they either glamorize it or they don't want to talk about it. Even from our, let's talk about sex episode, a lot of people are really hush hush. So I was glad that he opened up and, just saying that it does take work, it is tiring, like we can imagine. And so I was looking forward to him coming on. Um, I do want to say, though, when we asked him, he did say his wife was not willing, but his girlfriend was. And
Mhm.
so I don't know. You think that played a part in?
I thought that was very interesting, and yes, I do think that that played a big part in it because I don't know. I just feel like as okay, I'm thinking about me. I mean, because that's all I can think about. You know, as far as in that situation in marriage, I don't know how other people, are, but if it was me, I don't want you, you if I'm not there, I don't know if I want you and him there. I don't know. I have a problem. I have an issue. I have an issue.
A little birdie told me that she didn't know he was still going through with it, and then said, "Oh no,
Oh, okay.
no, no."
With
This is
coming
all
on or
speculation. This is fun, but I do think that it's funny. The people that have been married the longest both said the same thing, that, yeah, right, that wasn't going down.
oh yeah, they having a whole conversation on the side over here.
Nazir Jones, who is that?
Nas. So that is
Oh,
okay. So if we go back, Med Queen Bee says that she can't imagine managing another person. She can barely manage herself. I get
right,
it.
right.
And then in your ear radio, said Miss Toya says the only person that she could be a sister wife with is with Nasir Jones. And like, shush, don't tell anybody. So we're not telling anybody that you feel that way. And then
Besides the people watching.
and then Mad Queen Bee says it's not worth it. And I don't know. I, I don't know. I
I
haven't heard.
just know. No. And I had a lot of questions about, why? Like, where does that start? Why even get married if, if that's something that you're open to? Can both be true? Can you want to be, a married person and still want to also be committed to someone else? I don't know. So I had a lot of questions, but I know for me, just the, like Bless said, the managing um multiple people, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you're saying that, what I think about is, you know, marriage is a roller coaster. You will have ups, you will have downs, you will go upside down. Trust me, it's a whole thing. Um, so I'm thinking about the ups and the downs part. So sometimes you click, you and your spouse. You click, shit is going great. It's a wonderful thing. Life is good. And sometimes you just don't. You are not seeing eye to eye. You don't like this motherfucker right now. Like, I'm pissed off. You looking at him just in pure disgust. I'm just saying it
Yeah.
happens. So I'm just wondering, how does that work with two people? What if you're clicking with one, you're not clicking with the other? That's going to cause some problems. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can't see that. Or is it off with everybody?
And if I'm
Or is
not
it
clicking
on?
with you, I don't want to see you clicking with her.
That, that's what I'm saying.
So I'm
That's
trying
what I'm
to think of
saying.
like the reverse. What if it was one woman and two men? Like, would we
There's
feel
no
the same way?
fucking way. That's way too much work. Men are a lot of work. No, no, no. It's a no for me, dog.
The men are less high maintenance.
Okay.
My husband's very low maintenance.
That's wonderful. That is really great. That is a fact for you. That's good. That's wonderful. I couldn't
Look,
imagine.
so maybe I could, you know. It's
But then
like-
he would not agree. Your husband would not agree to a
right, right,
brother husband. What is it? Brother
right.
husband? Is that
I
what
don't
it's
know. Yeah.
called? Mm-mm. No.
All
No.
right, Vari. Well, wait, we might have to get him back on just, I don't know, a special episode or something because I have questions.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk, you guys. Listen, we got people in the comment section. We talking marriage. What we talking about? We talking about who's engaged? Who is on here and is
Yeah,
engaged?
thinking about marriage.
Thinking about it. Who is really, really thinking about it? Because I got married when I was 18 years old. My daughter is 29. I've been married 29 years. So, um, do the math. And I used to say that if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't have gotten married that young. But now, seeing what a lot of women my age are going through with dating and, waiting, that they did the whole marriage thing, they did the college, had the baby, I'm sorry, then found the husband, had the baby, and did it the chronological order way. um they they're having problems. I
Yeah.
don't know. They're stuck in their ways. The men stuck in their ways. It's tension. So I don't know. I think I'd do it the same again.
But only if it was with your husband and the same situation, because you're only saying what you know now based
Yeah,
off
yeah, yeah,
only your experience. So that's still tough to say.
yeah, yeah. All right, here we go. We got a question. What are what is our reasonings behind wanting to be married? For me, I enjoy going through life with someone, sharing life, sharing the stories, sharing experiences, vacations, things like that. In addition to being with myself, I also have someone to share it with,
Hmm.
and I need somebody to put my feet on at night. My feet get cold. Yeah. What about you, Amari?
I think mine is really like the structure, the family structure. I wouldn't even say like I'm super religious, but definitely like, I do believe in the Bible. I do believe in, Christ, then your husband. then your child. So I wanted those things in place, especially if I was moving forward with bringing new life into the world. Like I wanted that foundation and a good structure. And it's not perfect, but I think that if you are following something or you have some sort of standard that you're always trying to set, then it doesn't have to be perfect, but you guys both have that goal in mind. So you guys are always going to be able to meet back in the middle. And so that's been important for me,
Hmm.
and the reasons why I wanted to be married, and, still important into why I am married.
Yeah. Yeah. So she says we can do that in a relationship, which I agree. However, I believe that the commitment, the vows that you take and the commitment level that you have with a partner, a marriage, a spouse, it's not that easy. When the ups and downs and the roller coaster and the turnarounds, it's not as easy to say, you know what, I'm out. This is some bullshit. I'm out. It's really easy in a relationship to do that. In a marriage, you gotta stick that shit out.
And I think that's what I mean, like that structure where it's like, because sometimes people like that out. I know that, I wasn't always like super pro marriage or knew definitely that that's what I wanted, because I wasn't even, on board for kids. I think they kind of came one and the same for me. But I
Mhm.
think that when you're in a relationship, sometimes that is nice to not have that tie to say, if this doesn't work out, then you just go your separate way, I go my separate way.
Mhm.
But again, it's like once you take that step, and if you do want serious commitment from someone, or you do want them to not just give up, or you really want to put the time in, then I think that it has to graduate from just a relationship to something more formal, because in a relationship you always have that out.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. Next question. Being a devil's advocate, don't be
Hi
an advocate
Jordan.
of the devil. Just be a regular person. But anyway,
Hi
do we,
Jordan.
hey, Jordan, do we expect one person to fulfill all your needs? No.
No.
No, one person cannot fulfill all of your needs. And that is why you should have, basically, being happy and being fulfilled is an inside job. It's called self, you know, care, uh self, you got to do that for yourself. There's nobody that's going to make you happy other than yourself. And so you have to do the things that are going to make you happy. So yeah, you have your spouse, you have your friends, you
Right.
have your coworkers,
Family. Yeah.
you know what I mean? And they all fulfill different parts of you and your makeup and who you are and what you like and what you want.
And that's so much pressure. I think that some people do think that, where it's like, well, I'm not going to find one person. And I'm like, who could? I mean, that's just, you're asking way too much from them, from yourself. It's like, that's just not realistic. So I think that's the first thing you have to realize is like, no, one person is not going to fulfill all of your needs, period.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Not even ourselves, because we're not perfect. I mean, we're always learning, we're always growing. So I think that is something I'm learning, where it's like when I got married, you do think, yes, this person becomes your best friend by default because we spend the most time together, right? We watch the most, we've experienced the most things together. But a lot of times it's me learning, like, okay, he doesn't want to hear about this show or what happened at work. Like, let me go call my friends. Let me still make time to like go talk to my cousins, because no, they can't be everything.
Right. 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 Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right. Do we have another question in there? Um, Not
Marriage.
necessarily a question, but I guess a comment. Marriage isn't necessary for me, but being committed is.
Can I
Huh.
ask why? Like what? And not, being defense. I would just wonder what's committed, and then like what would be the difference? Because a lot of times marriage is just like the commitment. So
That's
that's
how I see it.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So while we're waiting for that response, um, so I guess nobody's on here listening that's engaged. What about married a year between 1 and, I don't know, 3 years. I think that's still, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright.
It'll be 2 years
Um,
in December.
okay.
Crazy.
Alright, alright.
It's crazy.
Um, what what is the best part about being married right now?
The best part about being married right now. I don't know. That's hard. Because I think it's like you said, it kind of goes through waves. So right now, specifically, we just bought a house, we have a baby. So it's like those are all the best parts. Just
Mhm.
I think growing up and realizing like, hey, like after we put the baby down, it's like we have a whole baby we just put to sleep. Like I think it's just crazy, like just growing up and being like, we're grown-ups and like we're married and like, yeah, like it's cool. It's a cool feeling to start kind of like coming into your own.
Yeah. What's the most challenging part?
Mm, I think like learning about yourself through someone else, because it's like you're just you and you think if I've accomplished these things or I've made it this far, then like I'm good. And it's like you see yourself through someone else because maybe they point certain things out or they say certain things and you're just like,
Mm,
okay, I never saw it like that, or I didn't know I was coming off like that, or
right.
so those things are kind of tough.
So true, so true. And the thing is being honest with yourself and not being so defensive and just
Yeah.
really taking a look at what this person said and saying, "Wow, you know what? I'm gonna make some changes."
Yeah.
So,
So that's how it
you're
comes
right.
off at first, where it's like, okay. And then you think about it, or once you know that, like, that's another thing. Being married to someone you know is like, being genuine, where it's like,
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that's your genuine experience with me, and you're just letting me know, then, like, I have to believe you. And yeah, maybe I need to adjust.
Mhm.
And a lot of times it's stuff you heard and maybe you were like rebelling against, but it's like, okay, that makes sense when you put it like that.
Mhm. Mhm. For sure.
Yeah.
Looks like Jordan has a comment on our response. Sounds like y'all adding people in the relationship, just not sexual, but that's still a connection. No? So y'all might be able to handle a third.
That's different because we're not sharing and that's
Right.
totally
They
separate.
don't live
But
with you.
but I think you definitely could have like special connections with your friends where it's like just imagine like you and Tiff, it's like in some form, it's like this is like my soulmate. It's like this person that's this close to me. I mean, your friends you are in relationship with
Mhm.
everyone. So no, it's not sexual, but that doesn't mean that they're a part of the marriage. No, no,
Right.
no.
Right. Because you have life decisions to make in a marriage. And so a third person, you would have that life, like buying a house. I'm just, you know what I mean?
Right.
What if this person wants to live in the north and this person wants to live in, like, you got a third person. Now it's like, okay, just kind of, at first I was gonna, me and this person was gonna like figure it out. Now it's a whole third person. That's a lot.
Yeah, like it's just a totally, and just like we're saying before, it's like you learn things about yourself, and then it's like adding someone else in to, learn about them. They're learning, and then the dynamic between the three of you, it's just a lot. I would, and then this is someone that's saying, you've been married almost 30 years, being like, we're not ready for that. I can't even, when would you be? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
because I just feel like we're just always changing and always going through different seasons. It would seem like never the right time to bring in, like, we know everything about each other and now we're okay to bring in something else.
yeah. And you gotta learn that, and it's too much.
Mm-mm.
It's too much. All right, here we go. Marriage can change things for the worse, mentally, spiritually, financially. The whole ritual and legality sometimes causes people to have expectations and obligations beyond a natural relationship. Well, I'm going to challenge that and say marriage can also change things for the better, mentally, spiritually, and definitely financially. You got two incomes. I'm just saying. Um, you know what? That is one thing I do want to talk about, because I think a lot of people don't realize that when they do get married, they're marrying that person. Like, there's
Yeah.
not a something magical that happens after you say I do. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
it's going to be the same way it was yesterday before
Right.
the wedding.
Right.
The next day after the wedding. It's not going to magically just fix all the shit that could be wrong. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
think sometimes people have those uh, wrong expectations, and they think that after they say I do, it's just going to be perfect, like a fairy tale. So
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
see.
I see that. But I don't know if I would challenge it, just kind of saying like, do you feel like that's marriage with every person? Because I think, even when you're in a relationship, sometimes you can say like, okay, this, once we got serious, this kind of changed for the worst, or, I'm broker now than when I got with you. But I think when you're with the right person, then you guys are both leveling up, or you both are growing, and it should be beneficial. Yes, you're going to go through times where it's not, fruitful, but I think that ultimately it should be going that way. So I don't know. You think that with every person that could happen? Because I don't know if I believe that, but I get it. Sometimes I think people have, their reasons why they don't, and that's
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah.
And so don't, it's worse if you do it and then have to get divorced, or,
Yeah.
you know,
Definitely. I
you
mean,
would
there's
have just said, okay, well, now maybe shouldn't have never did that. So I get that.
yeah. I see both sides. I really do.
Yeah,
Um, let's see. We got
I sure
another.
do. I tell all my single friends, girl, hold out.
Barely have time for the husband I'm married to. What if the brother husband wants me to cook for him, cater to him? And that's what I'm saying. Too much fucking work. No. I'm tired. Shit.
Brother husband is not a thing.
Huh? Brother
Brother husband
husband?
is not a thing.
Hell no. We ain't brother husband and nothing. Now i- in the spirit of it. If I had to say, okay, pick a partner, it would definitely be a female and not a male. I can use some help with all this
I
shit.
can be some.
I need help. God damn it, a lot of shit need to get done around here. But I don't think my marriage is could withstand it.
I have a question. Back to Toya. What if the person that you're with is pro marriage? Like, what if they really believe in marriage and that's something that they really want? Is that a deal breaker for someone that doesn't believe in marriage? Is for them, I guess I should say.
We're waiting.
Yeah.
Um. Oh, I don't know. She says that YouTube won't let her type too many words, so maybe she trying. We gonna wait for her. Um. But anyway, does anybody have any questions about being married 29 years? I could answer that.
Right. We talked a
For
little
me.
bit the one episode. I'm interested in that, about, let's talk about sex, when me and Lexa were on, saying like, yeah, if we're not vibing and we're just into it, am I still expected to, put out in that way? Or just like, are there just like marriage obligations just
Sometimes
because
it
we're
feels like
married?
it's an obligation, but here's the thing. Sometimes you just have to be strategic, and sometimes certain shit just has to get done in order for certain shit to get done for you. I'm just saying. How do I want my day to go? I'm just how do I want today to go? What do I
With
need to get
your partner or just in general?
with? Yeah, like, what if I need something that day? So I don't know. Maybe that's doing too much, but it's I'm just being honest. Uh, I didn't believe in marriage at first and never wanted to get married because I didn't see any successful ones. I could see how that would deter someone from getting married or from wanting to be married. Um,
Oh, okay.
okay, wait, what'd she say? All right, I'm not anti-marriage. I'm just open-minded to couples and their lifestyles. Yeah, it would depend on the circumstances. Definitely not a deal breaker. Yeah, I think to each their own. You know what I mean? Listen, Oprah and Stedman been going strong for a long, long time. They
You
not
keep
married.
saying that. Are you sure
What?
that it's still a thing?
Are they still a thing?
Yeah.
I mean, they were together during COVID. You don't remember that? No. I I
No.
follow Oprah. I fuck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were together in 2020. So
That was a while
I
ago.
would hope they still there. I would have heard something on the social medias if they weren't. So I don't know. Um,
I want to hear from people in the comments too that are married or been married. Is that,
what
you
about the
know,
sex thing?
and not even just sex, like, do you still then cook? Like, if we, because I meal prep and everything, if we really like are beefing,
Yeah.
I'm like, cook your own food. Obviously, I still meal prep because
No,
I
because
need
I need shit done too. And my thing is, I need my gas put in my car. I need my car washed. I need things like that. So, like, I wouldn't want him to tell me, oh, well, put your own gas in your car. No, you're still going to do all this shit. I'm still going to do all this shit. I'm pissed off and I'm mad. And we do need to talk about it. But I'm going to do my things. I mean, it's like work. Okay, so you go to work. You're mad at your boss. You don't like your boss this week because they did some stupid shit, right? You're not gonna go? You're not gonna go to work?
Don't ask the millennial because you know I'll put that.
Y'all cold.
If
Y'all
you
are
catch me on the
cold.
wrong day, you ain't gonna get nothing but a 2 week notice. No, I'm just playing.
I'm
But
gonna
I
put
really do. I
Chime up
still
here.
do because I'm like, okay, I would do this anyways. We're gonna make up in a day, and then we ain't gonna have no food because you was being petty. Like that's
That's
what
what
I'm
I'm
starting to be
I
like. I'm
exactly.
right. So now I think, and that's what 2 years in, and now I'm being like, okay, every fight is not like we're gonna get divorced, we're breaking up. Where it's like, okay, I know we're gonna get over it, so I'm not gonna not cook or leave the house.
Yeah. Yeah. Still things still need to get done. So I don't know. You gotta do your things. I mean, it's not like it's an obligation. It's just part of your rhythm. You know what I
But if
mean?
I'm not feeling it, then I'm not feeling it
Well,
though.
there's no way in the world if I'm just really not feeling it, I'm gonna do it. No, I'm not. But if it's like, okay, I'm pissed off, we got to talk about this. I know we got to talk about it. I know there's no divorce coming up or anything like that. We're going through this thing and we got to talk about it. But I'm not like, I don't know, because I think I have needs too. What?
Even when you mad.
Hmm.
See, I wonder if can I get some like millennial input? Is that a thing? Like that is not on my mind if I'm mad. Or not even mad, like just we're not no, we didn't have a good day.
Maybe that's the problem. I'm just saying.
Maybe.
Orgasms are like magic. Trust me.
We already talked about this.
They are like magic. That could be the problem. You can have a fucking attitude because you need to release things. He can have a damn attitude. That could be the fucking problem. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Please know. That's a real thing.
So while we wait for that, Bless said, how do you handle conflict?
Are you talking to me or Amari or both?
Probably both. You start.
Um, it depends what type of conflict, and I need you to elaborate a little bit more.
And I think that was my question because you said if we're like, if we need to talk about this, but we're not talking about divorce, then I'm like, when you are, 28 plus years in, what are you arguing about? Like what could cause an argument?
Oh, okay. Let me see what my
That's
last
not leading
argument was
to
about.
divorce. Like that's not a huge thing, but enough to where like I'm gonna make an angry meal.
Um, Let me see. What do you
Gianna.
argue about? I argue about a lot of shit. I argue all the time. We argue all the time. And it's about
But
stupid
about
shit.
what? What was your last argument? What was the last argument about?
Hmm. I don't know if I want to disclose that one.
Okay,
Only
the one
because
before that.
I was very intoxicated. So that doesn't count.
The
It
one
doesn't
before that. And
this
you can give an example too. I want to know the season. What is an argument?
um let's see. Gosh, I'm thinking. And don't think just because I'm thinking that it's like we haven't argued because we have. Mm, 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 mm. Hmm.
You might as well just talk about the
I'm
last one.
I'm laughing because this person she knows exactly what it was about. It was so bad. It was bad.
Oh, it was in public.
That's they asses ain't public. They are not public. That's they know. We've been rolling together for way too long. That is not public.
Okay, you think about your example. I got some
Okay.
millennials giving input.
All right.
All right. So G said, and this is regarding if you're still, in the mood, if we're not into it, are you still gonna, provide services? She said it depends on what the deal is. If you was looking sexy in the argument, I might have to bust it down. If I'm unattracted to you because of the argument, I can't mess with it. How do you look? See, my anger, the way my anger is set up, you don't look sexy.
I mean, mm,
Let's see. We got another one too. Jordan says, I can't talk because I'm not married. But in this relationship, as a millennial, if I'm upset, we'd have to talk it out before you think I'm going to fill your love tank up because I'm that right. That's where I'm at.
I get it. I get it. All I'm saying is I've had angry sex before and it's actually very it's very fulfilling. That's all I'm
Like
saying.
you could be angry at me, but the way I'm set, I'm just not like.
No.
But handling conflict for me while you're thinking, I like to talk. Obviously, I do therapy. I do communication. I like to talk, but I'm learning that everyone doesn't like to, or some people can just, enough hours passed or enough day, it like we're okay, and I'm like not like that. But I do appreciate that in my partner. That's one of the things that. I said from the beginning because I could really hold a grudge where I'm like, okay, you don't want to talk to me, I ain't gonna talk to you. But he
Mhm.
really won't let it go on where it's like we're not gonna not talk. And so I like
Yeah.
that.
Well, that's good. I don't like the people that can hold grudges like for days because it's really
Yeah.
stupid to me because my husband can hold a grudge for
Hmm.
days and I'm just like you just really not going to say nothing?
Yeah, that would be tough to be.
That's
But I'm working
crazy.
on it because right now it's just like the world's so crazy. And even like, once you have a kid too, it just changes you. Where I'm just like, life is so freaking short. A lot of times I'm like, you're just reminded so quickly where it's like, okay, this is stupid.
Mhm. I can I'm still trying to think of. An appropriate disagreement
Appropriate. This is 8 o'clock at night. We
after
all live
hours.
here.
No, the ones that I'm thinking of, they're like sexually related. Like I
Like
can't.
what? Like
Uh, oh, he did you hear him?
I heard someone talking, but I didn't hear what they said.
Wow, that's crazy. If you'd like to come on the show, sir, you can.
Hold on, we got a comment. That comes with time too. Now, 27 years married. We don't really let an argument last longer than an hour or so. Somebody is going to apologize. We're going to talk. We used to go 3, 4 days.
The problem is certain motherfuckers don't like to apologize. So you're the only one always fucking apologizing, but he's getting better.
Yeah, see, that's hard. Like, but again, I'll apologize, but usually not for like I'm learning that because I have a partner that will apologize or just come
Mhm.
back and be like, let's squash this. So sometimes that makes you kind of be like, okay, I need to do better.
So what he said was that I got mad at him the other day for not wanting to rub my feet. So we
Well,
had an argument about it.
it turned into a real argument.
Yes, it
See, but then
did.
why not just rub my feet? Like if you see I'm to the point where I'm getting mad, then why not just I don't know. I feel that when I be kind of mad too. Right.
Oh.
Gee.
if if his ass come up in here,
Started
listen.
right back up.
No, we ain't gonna have no arguments in here. We're gonna get off here and have some nice, great, angry sex. No, I'm just joking. I'm not.
Uh,
All right. Any other questions?
I liked that question.
Oh, I'm
Bless.
sorry. Which one?
No, bless was the one was how do you handle conflict? Is that something that you worry about or you have thoughts about when it comes to getting married?
Me? I'm gonna just tell you, it getting married at 18 years old, you are very much a child. You don't know, yourself very much. So having to I started off I'm a hothead. So I would say whatever, like anything, whatever's on my mind, I'm going in for the kill. Like I'm gonna hurt you. You hurt me, so I'm gonna hurt you. And that's not the right way. So I've learned over the years that you can't do that. You do have to be respectful. You do have to take the other person into consideration, take their feelings into consideration. I've come a long, long way. I used to be very, very mean in arguments because that's just quite honestly a lot of it had to do with the way that I was raised, you know. Um and my best friend says in front of people. And so yeah, we've had plenty of arguments in front of her. I've had plenty of arguments in front of my in-laws. I did not care. I did
Yeah.
not care. But now
What about now though? Like to me that's so and not like I just like I cringe. I'm just like even if we're arguing, I'm like, shut up, don't tell your parents nothing, my parents
mm,
nothing, we in public shit. Like, oh, I just you don't want to be that couple fighting.
yeah. Right now there's only certain people that I probably would argue with in front of right now. My his twin brother and his wife, Janice. Yeah, I don't care. They they have seen it all, and so I don't mind arguing in front of them. But I don't like it. But I will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In public, no, I don't want to do any of that. It didn't used to bother me, but it does now.
Yeah. What about blending families?
I'm really happy that I don't have to deal with that. because I couldn't.
Well, I
I
meant
could.
more like your side of the family, his side of the family, like taking on you
Oh,
guys. I mean, you guys were young when you guys got to, so you were kind of still growing up, but
you know, I my mom's side of the family is very dysfunctional. And then my dad's side of the family, I mean, they're not like terribly close. Um, so I really just kind of mm, went to his family. Like I gravitated to my husband's family, and so like that's really the people that we kind of hang around with. So we don't really do a lot of blending, but around the holidays and things like that, I mean, we we do. But
yeah.
for the most part, we're with my husband's family. We've never gone to anything really with my mom's family at all because they're different. And then my dad's side of the family, like not everybody is in one place. Like we have people in different states, and so it's not as easy to blend in.
Mm.
So
Yeah, that part has been interesting. I mean, I love my mother-in-law. I love all my in-laws. But I think once you just get to know them more, and then maybe it's just because we're older when we got married, you're just used to your family and the way you guys do things. Then you're, around someone else's family and the way they do things. And sometimes you're just like, that's why you act like that, or that's what y'all, okay. Like that part has been I'll say interesting. And that's something I tell a lot of my friends, just as they get in serious relationships and stuff like that. Even like having kids with someone, I'm like, those are the things you don't really think about. Or, when you're just dating, it's nice. Like you're trying to, impress their mom, or come over and you hang out with, but it's like once you guys are married, and they really are your family. And
mhm.
when you have kids, that's really your kids, family. Those things become more important. And I think that you didn't pay attention to certain things. So that's something I always kind of point out, like just keep in mind, or, you know,
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. They're having a whole conversation about. Okay, here we go. You have to know how to argue. You can't go straight to burn it all to the ground, which that's what I used to do long time ago. I've come a long way. Because we're going to make up and we're going to remember all that said. Now, that is true. You do
yeah,
have to be very, mm, you can't say everything. You just can't, because you can't take that back. You can't take it back.
right, right.
You're always going to be thinking about it, uh,
Mhm.
which, it's that's a part of the ups and the downs. But my thing is, you can tell the person that you apologize, like a sincere apology makes it better. You know what I mean? Like
But
it does
still,
make it
it's just so I try to be very, conscious with what I say, but I know other people are not. And sometimes, or they may not even really mean it, but it's like some people have that spirit where it's like, well, I just want to hurt you. And it's like, but you still don't know how far that goes, because it just breaks like a trust, right? It's like, but you still said that, so you didn't mean it. But even if you did, then I'm looking at you like, hopefully you just steer clear of those kinds of things and it only stay on the issue. I think that's great advice.
that is really great advice. Everything that comes to your mind doesn't need to come out of your mouth. That's for sure. And it's taken her decades to learn that. Me as well. And I'm gonna just tell you, there are things that I do bring up and I have brought up because I never really got a sincere apology. Um, but I think recently, very recently, my husband realized how much this one particular thing really, really hurt me. And he sincerely apologized. And I felt his apology. And so I actually don't feel as bad about that
Mm-hmm.
comment that he said to me years ago. I feel much better about it, and I probably won't bring it up again.
Mm-hmm.
I said
Yeah.
probably.
But still, I mean, that's progress. Well, yeah, I love that because I think that, even sometimes when people do apologize, it's not until you feel like, they really have understood and then know why they're apologizing. So
Hmm.
that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Bless answered my question. She said this was in regards to her asking about conflict, saying that was something she might worry about in marriage. Yes, I strive for perfection. I know that's horrible. Therefore, any imbalance or disagreement in my current relationship scares me out of wanting to be married, especially
Mm,
conflict. Yeah, I think that stuff is just gonna come though. Um, it's just like, because that's how I'm not burn it to the ground, but I am always like, well, if we're having an issue, like, is this just right, or like, are we supposed to be together, or like, is this, I think you have that when you're first together because you just think it should be like easy, or we're not, but I don't know. It's like, that's why I don't know, hearing you guys be like, yeah, we argue, I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of reassuring.
oh, we are, yes, we argue all the time. So, I mean, but it's not, believe me, you get past the, look, I'm saying you get past the pack your shit and leave, but let me see how Team you get past it.
Yeah.
You get past it, but sometimes motherfuckers still say stupid ass shit, including me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in the heat of a moment,
Well, what
in the
does
heat
it
of a
take?
moment,
Like a sit down to be like, we're not going to say this anymore. Like, we're not going to, threaten to
no,
leave, or.
just to see the hurt and the pain that you've caused by the things that you've said or done. That's enough for me. You know what I mean? Like I don't ever want to cause anybody that real type of pain. So that's what it took for me to say, you know what, I'm gonna change some things. Um, and a lot for me was drinking. I used to drink way too much, and I just didn't give a shit about what I said,
Mhm.
and that's not good. That's not good at all. So I have stopped drinking so much.
Yeah.
I drink
Yeah.
tea.
I try to be careful with my words. But I know sometimes he's like, just because you don't yell and like throw things, like, like you're smart enough to say certain things, or you know how to get under my skin. So those are some of the things that I'm like, okay, like I know that that's probably true. Like I have to make some adjustments. So stuff like that, coming from him, I'm like, okay, you're probably right.
Yeah, yeah. He knows how to push buttons that nobody else knows how to push, and I know how to push buttons that
Yeah,
nobody.
that's a
You know what I
spouse
mean?
thing for sure. Right.
So it just takes you loving that person enough to not cross that line. So yeah, it's a lot. Marriage is a lot of work.
How do
I
you
don't think
feel
the
about
work ever
people
stops.
removing themselves?
Removing themselves from the marriage.
Like arguments, walking away, or I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna go cool off.
It took me a long time to accept the fact that sometimes thoughts need to be thought out and processed before continuing on. It took
Mm,
me a long time. I used to hate that, and I would feel like it was like abandoned, like you're leaving, you're abandoning me, like, you know what I mean? But no, I do realize that sometimes people do need time to digest what was said, digest their thoughts, and then come back with a real true answer of how they feel about this
mhm.
situation. Because you can say in the heat of the moment, well, just get your shit and leave. You know what I mean? And that's just not really what you meant. Like if you would have just really thought about it and waited and said, you know what? I see that this hurt your feelings. That's not what I meant to, to do. how can we fix this? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's two different answers. And one can be said in just being angry, and then the other uh can be said after you've had a chance to digest it. So, yeah, you should digest for sure. I'm
Yeah.
okay with letting people leave and digest it now.
Now.
I ain't used to be.
And it takes like some understanding. I was going to say, I think just to learn how the other person argues or deals with it. Because of me, a lot of the times, if it gets too heated, I kind of like tune out. Or I'm really just like, okay, I'm trying to take some time before, it gets even further. But I had to learn, like from my same thing, like, well, you're ignoring me or you're leaving. And then that would trigger him to, get more upset. And so it's like having those conversations to be like, okay, I understand you need, 10 minutes to calm down. And that doesn't mean you're ignoring me or, just abandoning me.
Hmm.
So yeah, conversations about, how do we even argue or how do I like to be apologized to or talk to in an argument? I mean, I think that stuff is important.
I think that's very important. And I think you being married less than 2 years, for you to be at that point and get those things established, that's wonderful. I think it's great. It's gonna take you a long way. Yes, the process. Definitely need a minute to talk about things if you want to argue, if you want a true response, excuse me.
Yeah.
Quick on your feet response comes off real sarcastic. Yeah, me, I don't know about real sarcastic. It comes off as mean as fuck. My quick is mean. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to be like that with anybody.
Right.
So, well, listen. Does anybody else have any other questions? Because our hour is up. Vari 2 turned was a no show. Damn it. We're going to have him on a different show. It takes two to argue, and my other half doesn't argue. So we never argue. Is that healthy? No lie. I say what I say, then he might have some input and it gets fixed. And if it doesn't, I will address it again. Yeah, I'm not that motherfucking patient.
But takes you to argue means if he won't argue, that means you don't argue either. Because I didn't argue with myself a couple times. Like, you not saying too much back, but you gonna hear what I gotta say. You ain't arguing, but we in an argument.
That's my thing. No, you gonna argue with me. We
But
gonna
you
talk about this.
you gonna
That's
hear this. Now, if you choose not to say nothing back, we arguing though. That's nice. Doesn't like to argue.
but is that I don't like when people avoid shit either. Like, no, we need
Then
to talk
maybe they're
about this.
not. Maybe he feels like whatever it is that we would be arguing about, I'll fix it.
Ah,
So that's what I'm saying. That is an argument.
kind of an argument.
She said he might have some input.
No, you gonna have some goddamn input. What the hell do you think about this shit?
Right.
No, I'm too
Oh,
I'm too
that's a good
confrontational.
question. Do you come back and deal with it later? I do think that's important too, because I don't like when people are just like, okay, well, let's table it. And then you never talk about it.
Yeah. I get you.
Sorry.
Only when he tells me he's ready to appropriately talk about it. What if he don't? What if he don't say, "Hey, I'm ready to appropriately talk about this."
Right. And because you left, I'm even more pissed off. So now you got to
Right.
deal with that too. You going to get this smoke now or in an hour.
Yes, it's frustrating sometimes because nothing gets addressed until I confront it. Hell no, I don't have that
See,
much
then you don't want to
patience.
feel to be the one out. You always like have to
I
bring it
don't give
up, or
a F.
and I say that too. I'm like, just because you don't voice it now, when I'm voicing it, it can't be like, oh well, I thought that's it. No, like bring it up when it happens, and then we can address it. But yeah, that's not right.
Mm-mm. It's very hard for me to go to sleep and some shit like that is just on 10. I gotta talk about it. I'm gonna wake
I
up at
have
2
to.
o'clock in the morning looking at you like this.
Hmm.
So when you said,
That's me. That is me. Like I wake up and I'm like, he's like trying. I'm like, no, we were fighting last night. Like we didn't. I didn't wake up and forgot. Like no,
listen, I have, listen, it's going down. We have to talk about
we
this.
do.
We need an in person marriage forum longer than an hour. I agree. That would be good.
What G had was nice on hers. We need the men too, though.
Yeah, for sure.
That was cool. She need a part two.
I know. So, listen, this season 9 is done. This is the finale. We are going to be we're not crazy. We're gonna we're gonna be taking a break between season 9 and season 10. I don't know what season 10
Holidays.
gonna be about. Don't know. I don't know if Amari is gonna come back. She can if she wants to, but it is a lot of commitment. I had a
We
really
just got to
nice
pick a
time.
different day.
Oh yeah, Sunday 8 o'clock ain't gonna work. I can't do it because the next day I gotta go to work. No, 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 no. So it definitely ain't gonna be Sunday 8 o'clock. Mm-mm. It will probably have to be on a Saturday or shit. I don't know. Wednesday. We could make it Wine Wednesday podcast. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bring your wine. Just one glass though. I can't do more than one because then I get angry. Um
That is not the answer.
that is not the answer. All right. So season 10, we are taking a break. I at least take a month break before I
Yeah.
start a new season. So we've got oh, did you guys set your clocks back? How did that go? Did you guys enjoy that extra hour
I
of
did. Yeah, we got up. We made it to church, communion Sunday. I looked at the thing. I was like, oh, we're an hour ahead. So it was a nice start to the Sunday.
good?
Didn't stay great, but we're here.
And then um so we got my birthday first, then Thanksgiving, then what? Christmas and New Year's. So we'll probably be back in the new year
Yeah.
with some new things, new attitude. Um, you know, I like this season, like hearing from other generations. Yes, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, shout out to Team Millennial. They really represented all the times I needed them
yeah,
to. Came on and, was very open. Way to represent, guys.
yep, awesome. And then yes, in your ear radio is on Saturdays, so let's make sure we are listening there. Uh, all right. Listen, it's been fun. It's wait, what does the dude say? It's been something something. It's been fun, but I gotta run. Galaxy Glen. Y'all know who Galaxy Glen is on 88 point.
We know Galaxy Glenn.
Well, anyway, gotta run, y'all. We love you guys. Thank you for listening. We will see you guys next season. We don't know what we're gonna be talking about. We don't even know how it's gonna look next season, but we'll
Yeah.
be here. We love our She
Happy
family.
holidays.
Yes, happy holidays. We love your She family, where the She stands for shared human experience. We are all humans experiencing this thing called life together. We love you, love you, love you. Have a great day. Until
Hey.